Greetings, weary traveler, come, warm yourself by the fire, and let us regale you with mighty tales, tales of adventure, tales of heroism, and of course, Tales of Tamriel. I'm your host, Arkhaniir, and I'm joined by, as always, our amazing crew, starting with the man, the myth, the legend himself, LotusOfDoom. How's it going, Lotus?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm glad to be here.
Good to hear. Also joining us, the giggle queen herself, joy of the show, HyperPixie. How's it going, Pixie?
Going great.
Well, this week, that was a fine intro, that's surprising. But before we move on...
Quick break something.
Quick break something. Before we move on, Lotus, so you went through quite the adventure today, and just so in case you just fall out of the show in the middle of it, tell people your adventures today in real life.
So I'm feeling better now. Hence, I was concerned earlier that I would miss Tales, but I feel better. So I had an incident where I just casually got bit by a tick when I was outside, which isn't really that big of a deal in and of itself pain-wise. But the problem is I'm on anti-Lyme medication, which turns out doesn't sit so well with my stomach. So if for some reason I disappear in the middle of the show and nobody hears from me, it's because I had to go throw up.
There we go. Now we know. But really,
Yes.
Going through that and still making it to the show, you're a trooper, you're a true tank. Although apparently you handled the entire thing in a very terrible way.
Yeah, we went over how I did literally everything for a tick bite incorrectly. So I got that going for me.
Yeah, but glad you are doing all right enough to do the show. And
I did real life without a healer.
I was about to say, this is why you bring a healer to dungeons. This is karma.
Yep.
So we have a show planned, but before we get into all of that, we got more shout outs to give. So Blackie95, he raided us during a Mordhouse stream earlier this week and also subbed. He is a German/English streamer, so if you tune in, that's Blackie_95. If you tune into a stream, you might hear German, but if you say hello in English, he'll respond in English. We also got Sivian, which is one of our council members for the Hands of Fate Guild over here at DCN, and Garbier with 5 gift subs on our community, as well as Sim1 on Twitch just during our pre-show with another subscription. So thank you all so very much. This shout out section is getting longer and longer, and I really appreciate that. And in regards to that, in light of all of this support, I might have some news that might come later on through the next month or two, but we are not going to get into all of those right away. Now, we do have a behind-the-scenes update that I want to mention. I forgot to put it into the show notes, as well as, into our, show notes on the screen there. But, so last week, this is for video listeners or watchers, we didn't have video for the second time. So what happens is, somehow, when I switch from our pre-intro slideshow into the actual show, my recording somehow doesn't make the switch, and it just gets fixed on that one screenshot. And I usually just delete the VOD after highlighting it, and last week I forgot to highlight it, deleted the VOD on Twitch, and then went ahead to check my recording, and all I saw was just this plain screenshot, so that's why we didn't have the video. Blame Streamlabs or blame Pixie, just because she's on your domain. It's completely irrelevant, but better than blaming myself, Tanking 101. So
I guess blame the healer is just what I'm used to anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's what we figured out with our dungeon group Untitled as well. We just blame Luna, regardless of what the topic is.
I'm sorry, Luna, you don't deserve this.
I dodge roll off the cliff, Luna is to blame. She is the healer. I mean,
I thought that's where the healing circle was.
yeah, how can you not heal the gravity? Come on. This. So that's a quick thing. So hopefully this week, like right now on Twitch, we have our actual overlay on, but I don't know what the recording is actually recording. But this time I will check before doing anything, and if it's not working, I will download it off of Twitch, and then we'll go from there. That said, as mentioned last week, we are actually gonna do our tales first and news later this week as well, because last week we didn't really get to test it out due to community breaking us mid-show with
no
the
news
support. Yeah. Also, yeah, there weren't any news to talk about too. That's also
it's like no news. It was just like, okay,
yeah, there's just news and empty. But this week we have Quakecon to talk about. So we do have news, but let's get into our tales first. Quickly glancing at the show notes here for who's got the most fun tales, and it looks like it's gonna be HyperPixie.
Oh yeah. To be fair, I'm just really going to enjoy everything because there is a overarching theme to both of your tales that I really enjoy here.
I'm getting unreasonably angry with you, and I just want to let you know that ahead of time. You know that whole taunt thing that tanks do? Like, I think you carried that into your real life.
I was going to say, I've been practicing on my real life version of taunting.
Apparently.
I just want everyone to remember. Yeah,
Yep.
I just want everyone to remember how angry Pixie is at Lotus at the moment, because it will relate to my tales as well. So, Pixie, take it away.
Okay, so I'll start with the nice, happy, fun things, which was the Summerset Dailies. It's been an outstanding reminder of how much I love Summerset as a whole. I have so many great memories of doing these dailies on every single tune, ridiculously trying to get all of the Sapiarch stuff back whenever I was on PlayStation. The zone is absolutely gorgeous. The mountain range is kind of obnoxious because I always manage to run directly into it instead of, like, you know, doing the smart thing, following the road around. But the dailies have been great. I really enjoy them. They are super fun to me and don't get old for whatever reason, except for Corgan. He sucks. But then on Thursday, I've been talking with my go-to tank, Lego. And he's like, oh, it's been a while since we've ran stuff together. I was like, are you busy anytime this week? And he's like, well, I have some trials Fridays, and I knew Saturdays. It's like I can't get into anything super time consuming because I have tales afterwards. So I don't want to be late for that. I was like, how about Thursdays? Are you free on Thursdays? I stream then. We can run something, get up to some shenanigans. And he's like, yeah, I'm good with Thursdays. I'm like, you know, neither of us have gotten the vet Lair of Maarselok hard mode yet. And last time you and I went in there together, I died literally 107 times.
A very nice number.
To clarify, by the time we had gotten to the final boss, I had only had 10 deaths. So 97 deaths just on the hard mode. And I was feeling brave. I was like, okay, I've been with the Lore Seekers trial team for a while now. I've learned a crap ton about healing. I have got this. We're going to get this. Like, Lego's cleared Vetkind, Aegis, and all of that on his tank. He's got this. We're just going to pull in 2 DPS who just blow up everything, and we're going to be fine. And so the last time that I ran this, we started out with Mission and I'm trying to remember the other DPS. Mission Maniac from the Lore Seekers trial team.
Was it Maddie?
Maddie filled in for Gypsy. Mission. So Gypsy Sun and Mission were the first 2. And then Mission had to go after the first couple polls because he had some work thing going on. So then Madigon volunteered to fill in. And
bad decision,
that's the only time I've ever seen. That's the only time I've ever seen Madigon snap. Like, we all know he does the family-friendly streams. He had some hatred for Celine. He was requesting Zos make a Celine target dummy. Like, he was very angry. And I was very angry, and I've never called an NPC that many names in one night before. I came up with new ones for Celine. I'm gonna keep it just, I know we're not PG anymore, but if I repeated some of the stuff I've been saying, it would just be a little bit over the edge. So I'm like, okay, I didn't ask Madigan because I figured he would be busy. So I was like, we're gonna go in with Wandering Bard from the Lore Seekers Trial team and Bron Solo, who has been dubbed the Chuck Norris of Elder Scrolls Online.
I like it.
We're like, they're just going to blow him up. You know, Bard just annihilates things. Bron just has to look at things and they die. So it's just going to be Lego and I just trying not to screw it up, and we will be good to go. And so then dungeon time comes. I can't get a hold of Bron at all. Bard admits to me that he's never been in that dungeon, even on normal, and it's like, it's all right. We can explain mechanics as we go. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's just a rough dungeon.
But, you know, like, I'm still at this point where I'm feeling really confident. I think we've got this. Bron's not answering. I'm like, oh, no. What do I do? Solus was, at the time, thought was going to be at a trial. So, like, I can't ask Solus. Mission isn't online. Cash isn't online. Gypsy isn't online. Gypsy was in a trial. So, and then I saw Madigan is just in his house. And I'm like,
poor Madigan.
Oh.
It's like stalking prey. Just making pancakes, playing the trumpet, being happy. Pixie descends from the rafters like a vampire.
Now, Madigan had since cleared this. He has the hard mode cleared. So I'm like, this might actually work out okay. So I whisper Maddie, and I'm like, do you want to come do Lair of Maarselok hard mode with me again? And he's like, sure, I'm switching tunes now. I'm like, wow, that was easy. I thought like he was going to be doing some kind of housing stream, and I didn't want to like
do you want to suffer all night?
So Maddie joins Discord chat. And I was like, how you doing, Maddie? He's like, well, I was fine before you brought me here. Like, oh, no. I'm sorry. And so, like, I don't know, for anybody who doesn't know Madigan, fantastic member of the ESO stream team, amazing person in real life. He does a wholesome, like, family-friendly stream. So I swore to him, no cursing out of me, during a Lair of Maarselok hard mode attempt, which is the true hard mode in and of itself, if I'm being honest. And
for sure.
So even with Bard not knowing the mechanics, we were able to train him on them extremely quickly. We got to the final boss with me only having died 6 times, according to my death counter. So it was even better than the last time. So I'm like, this is going super smooth. Bard's picking things up really quick. We're going over mechanics for this hard mode. And we just immediately die. Again, and again, and again. And the dragon keeps trying to give us a hug, and then we can't get a dodge roll off in time. I had actually found the solution to my biggest problem with the fight from last time. Last time, I had this issue, so I have Crushing Shock slotted, so that way I can be on the ranged interrupt and just be on Celine the whole time, while throwing out heals to the tank as needed. So I'm interrupting Celine. Last time, I would stand, like, kind of off of middle and back a bit to where everybody was in front of me and, like, kind of in front of the dragon, but not really. And I would, like, tab target Celine and try to hit her, but it would still go to the dragon, who was directly behind her, because the hitbox on the dragon is insanely huge. So what I did this time is, instead of standing back with the dragon directly behind Celine, I stood off to the side to where the dragon is, like, not even anywhere near Celine. He's, like, off to the side of her, and I can aim to the left for Celine. And that worked really well. I didn't have any issues. As long as I kept myself kind of parallel with Celine, everything was fine as far as interrupting her. So I did learn that much. We got that far. We'd get past the first phase where you'd see, like, the fake platform, and you'd have the person go cleanse, and then we celebrated and we died. And then it was an issue of Like, there would be times where Lego would mistime the dodge roll and the dragon would just truck him. And it's just not something that is survivable at that point. And so then I feel like a useless healer because I'm like, I can't heal a one-shot. What on earth am I even doing here? I feel like I have no help. And then it's like, okay, I've got my Necro Res. Nope. If I don't launch that immediately, then the vines cover them and my Necro Res is useless. So the only thing I can do is have the smashy guy come and hit the vines off because I don't do enough DPS to help get the vines off because the vines apparently have a good bit of health that I just can't destroy by myself. And like it's just a mess. The whole thing is a nightmare, and I feel like this is Finn's punishment to anybody who enjoys necromancer healers and their group res. And this came out right after Elsewhere. Yeah. And it's like they did it this way on purpose.
Oh,
just be like, oh, you're enjoying our new class? Haha, think again.
Yeah, here's this awesome feature. Also, we can take it away whenever we want. It's like, no, you're a monster.
It's awful. I did know, so I wasn't able to time it right this time, but somewhere in that 107 wipes last time, I was able to get pretty good at throwing down my necro res in the like half-second window that you have to actually res someone before the vines cover them. I just was not. I don't know if they fixed it or if I just couldn't ever time it right this time. I don't know. I'll have to do it again to like actually tell. But my God, it's a nightmare, and I don't know what to do to make it better as a healer. Like from my perspective, because I'm now like getting Celine to stop her nonsense anytime it happens. But my God. This dragon is just a bastard, and I hate him. And his blue glowy bullshit can just go away. And I don't know how I'm ever going to move on with my life if I cannot clear this hard mode. And like I know I've struggled with hard modes before, like Vet Scale Color Peak. I've never died 107 times in one hard mode in one run. This time I only died 37, but that was legitimately only because I had to go to bed in 2 hours. So I just spent the entire 2 hours just dying because we got to the final boss really fast. So it was, it's a nightmare.
So have you figured out what's killing you? Like what causes the wipes?
What's killing me is whenever the tank goes down, the dragon looks at me and I can avoid the dragon for a little while, but eventually everybody else also dies.
So like, was Lego dying? Like, does he know what was killing him?
Yeah, he said he mistimed his dodge roll.
Oh,
whenever the dragon would do it.
Yeah, if that thing trucks you, it does a lot of damage.
Yeah. So there are two things. So his chomp, basically his bite, it hurts a lot. The only way I survive that is by doing like 35k damage shields. Unless I'm very aware that I'm about to, like, I can dodge roll. But most of them, I don't take the chance. I just drop my damage shields. Second thing is that Azure Blight or something like that, which is the damage over time that needs to be cleansed. But when you cleanse it, you kill everyone else unless they're careful.
Correct. Yeah. If you cleanse it, it disperses the poison to everybody else, the blight to everybody else, which is great for you and tragic for the rest of the party, who's just like, especially if they're not expecting it. It's just like, oh, by the way, surprise! Here's 10,000 damage. It's like,
So that was what was killing us the first time. Is Lego would cleanse himself, but he figured out after that first run that he shouldn't be cleansing himself, and that I should just power heal him through it. We didn't really get to that point consistently because I think it was the bite that was taking him out, whatever that big conal thing is. Because I noticed it was one-shotting him, and it was just rough.
Cone is basically Fusroda. He just pushes you back if you don't block.
Yeah.
So he has a headbutt.
Bite then.
He's just like,
that's the problem.
So he does
if he Fusrodas you and then goes straight into a bite animation, you can't get your block up, so it's just an insta give.
Oh, that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
It's basically just a lot of damage shields because even through your block, everything hits like 30k, 35k in there. So, yeah, damage shields are life.
So, before we keep going with this, I mean, granted, this is, healer perspective, and I don't know, maybe we'll hear about a tank perspective afterwards. Who can say? One thing that with the purging yourself, which is rough to try to heal the tank through because it's such a heavy tick, and rough to everybody else if the tank actually purges. I don't know if this is super obvious, but I figure it's just worth mentioning because I'm not going to lie. When I first tried this, it took me a couple seconds to figure it out. You can actually do that fight without ever getting that tick.
Yeah.
If you dodge roll
You
at the right
just
time.
dodge roll it. As long as you dodge roll it, it will drop the tick into the ground instead of hitting you with it. Which, to be fair, that blight tick is like the worst thing imaginable if you get it. Like,
You just gotta be a
it's so
ninja,
extreme.
though. Like, because
You really do. No,
so the flame breath gives it to you, the heavy attack gives it to you, the ground AoE, I think it
and
gives
the
it to
little
you. I'm not
snappy
sure.
bites, those are the one that drive me nuts. The little quick, like, chomp, 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 chomp. And it's like each one's throwing one at you. I was like, come on. It's like,
I don't
let me
even have
stand up
stamina
for
to
a
dodge all
second.
of that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I just dodged 6 times. Will you give me a breather? Like,
Now the fire breath one, the blight breath, whatever that is, that one is hard to time a dodge on. Like, I found
Very.
that if I dodge through it, it's best.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
trying to get that, it's not. You have to dodge it like at a point where you wouldn't think you would have to dodge it. I can't remember
Yes.
if it's like I think it's like sooner than you think you would have to, or maybe it's later. I don't remember. I just remember yelling at it and getting very angry the first time. I did it.
right.
Yeah, you just dodge before it's near you, but into it. Like, dodge into it,
Yeah,
so
you, like-
you go opposite directions. So when your dodge
Right.
animation ends, you are further away from it.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
very
that's what I figured out.
strange.
I eventually got it. I think I only got hit by that tick like once, but then again, we only got to that stage a couple times this last time.
Sure.
But it was just a nightmare. Like, the whole thing is a nightmare.
It's
And
chaos.
I was like, I don't know. I feel like that's gonna just haunt me in my dreams forever until I get it.
No, not the
Yeah,
Marshall.
once you clear it, then you'll be super smug for eternity.
But then, like, I was like, maybe I should just give this one a break, go back, finish Fanglair hard mode, and get that challenger thing done so that way I can finally get the personality I want. But then, like, we have Ark apparently also trying the same one. We have you who's going for the freaking trifecta, and I can't be the last one to get this damn hard mode. So that means I have to go back in there next week and beg everybody to please come in there and suffer with me, or just carry me through it. Because, dear God, I can't be last because I can't listen to either one of you bragging about it.
Well, to your credit, that place is very difficult, and I mean, I don't assume this is just my opinion. That place is way harder than Fanglair hard mode.
Yes.
Okay, that does make me
yes.
feel better.
It
yeah,
is,
like
it is.
way. Fanglair hard mode is no joke, especially with the random wall part. That's my least favorite part about that. Is just the walls can kind of. There's very That's the thing I like about, I guess, Lair of Maarselok. There's very little randomness in Lair of Maarselok's hard mode. The only thing is who it randomly picks for the seed thing.
Yeah.
That's random, but since you need to be doing the callouts anyways, it's random to the point. The only big holdup is when the tank gets it, which originally I was told, the tank basically never gets it.
No, you get it.
And one of our clear videos, I get it 4 times in a row. And we just start laughing. We're like, okay, cool. So I'll just go to whatever position it is because it's obviously going to be me anyways. Like,
But yeah, that's my tales. I just yelled at a dragon. That's it. Summerset Dailies, which are fun. Also, I yelled at a dragon for a while he killed me mercilessly. The end.
So just before Tales, I was yelling at the same dragon with the Untaunted group we have.
No.
And I was very motivated to clear that hard mode just for tonight, just for this Tales. When Pixie is fuming with anger towards that dragon. Alas, we did not
I
get
would have
it.
just cried.
in all fairness, so we have done with the Untaunted, I think every hard mode in the game except Lair of Maarselok and Frost Walls. The only dungeon we spent more than 1 day is Moongrave Fane, and now Lair of Maarselok. Like,
I hear that because
yeah,
the only two that I haven't done are Moongrave Fane and Frostvault. And like I said the last time, like I tried Moongrave Fane, and we were like, we did not have enough time to spend on this because this is going to take some effort. Like, we got it to 27 or 28%, and we were like, yeah, I think that's all I got. Like, that took every ounce of me paying attention, and it's like we got it down to just over a quarter. It's like, I don't have. This ain't happening within 2 hours right now.
Both Moongrave Fane and Lair of Maarselok, they require so much. Like, you are never given a break.
No, they're relentless.
Always active,
and
like,
they're
you're
long.
actively. Yeah. That's the thing. Those both fights are endurance battles.
They
It's
are.
like you are
It is a
constantly
long time to not
draining
screw up.
brain power to stay focused, but it's constantly like, oh god, I gotta dodge now, I gotta dodge this, now I have to block, now it's gonna charge, now it's gonna do the AoEs, now wait, which platform do I have to go, who's what? It's 20 minutes of constant brain draining action. Now, we went in there, so I had only done Maarselok once on Veteran. I think everyone, like Jen was also, had done it once, I'm not sure. So until the final boss, everything was fine. We blew through everything. We got to the final boss. We activated hard mode. And it took us several wipes until we really figured out what to do with the platforms. And then we read guides. And then it still took us several wipes until we we knew what to do with the platforms.
Yeah,
because we're like,
I don't find guards are helpful to that place. Like,
yeah, no, it's
really a trial and error thing.
Yeah. So eventually we figured that I don't have to move as the tank until we are sure that I have the wrong one. Like, I am the cursed one. And after like 10-15 wipes, I guess, we figured the mechanics, so we were nailing it every single time. But then came the endurance problem. We would go into the fight, first to like until 40-50%, everything is fine. But then either I die by missing a block, dodge, something like that, or I cleanse and it just nukes everybody else because I don't know I'm cleansing. I just press X because I see a synergy pop up, and I'm like, Healy balls, okay. I mean, or shards, okay. But no, it's purify, and it just nukes people. So eventually I tried to convince everyone that let's not purge at all, right? I'll just tank through it. And I thought I was tanking through it, and I was like, hey, see, look, I can tank through the poison. And Luna was like, yeah, tell that to my Magicka bar.
Yeah.
So apparently I wasn't tanking through it. Luna was just overhealing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I started saying, like, okay, purging coming before I purge, so everybody would brace. But every now and then I would miss it. So, and if someone was already low health at some point, it would nuke them. And since it took us like 20 something wipes to just learn the mechanics, we were getting tired. It was like 1-2 a.m. at that point. And all of us started doing mistakes. Like the dragon would charge and someone would be under it and die.
Oh no.
Yeah, we would just have like our healer Luna under the dragon dead, and no one can res him because she's under the dragon there. So we are like trying to survive on our own.
Yep.
So it is chaotic. It is chaotic. And so Kitsune doesn't use a microphone, but she is a typing ninja. Like, she can type anything while dodge rolling and kiting things. So we were like, so Luna would say what platform, Jen would say what platform, and then Kitsune types what platform, and then someone says where we need to go. And so that took a little bit of time to figure out as well. But eventually we got it all right. And we said, okay, you know what? Final run. And just like Moongrey Fane, because we cleared Moongrey Fane on the run that we said was the final. And we said final run, and I was so focused. I was being a full-on Nordic ninja, dodge rolling everything, blocking. Everyone was like kiting. We got it down to 16%. Luna died, and then I don't know. I may have cleansed and killed her. I actually don't know what killed her yet. So we're at 16%. Luna died. We're like, oh crap! And I got cursed. So I started running towards a platform. I got on the platform. I cleansed. And I got hit by the heavy attack and I died.
Oh, like, no.
God damn it. Yes. So we... but then with that adrenaline rush, we tried a few more times, but those runs, we didn't get it down to 16%. But I think we got it all right. So all we have to do is just one run of everything going perfectly. And next time, since we won't spend time learning it, we'll be more rested, but I will be back to work, so I will be dead. So there's that.
Oh dear.
So Tuesday I go back to work. So if you do a run this week, unless it's Saturday, I'm gonna be toast. But I think we'll get it. The thing is though, Pixie, at least for Untaunted, we've been running dungeons every 2 times every week for the last couple months. With the same team, so we are very tuned. So don't be angry at us if you get clear before you do, because we will.
That doesn't mean I just suck. It just means that you're just better.
Because we will get that clear before you, and then we are gonna try probably. Yeah, we will. What do you think?
Oh man, I'm loving this.
My feelings
That's the only reason I threw myself at that dungeon. Normally, we don't go until 2-3 a.m. But I really wanted to get that clear before Tales. But apparently, that freaking blue beast had different plans. But honestly,
I love this lore here. This is great.
I can't tell.
I will say,
yeah.
Lego and I have ran so much together. So the healer and the tank, at least, have stayed pretty consistent. Now, we haven't played together a lot recently, just because I haven't been running dungeons as much lately. So I just was like, yeah, let's dive back into hard dungeons with Vet Lair of Maarselok hard mode.
Too hard,
too hard, just rusty.
Maybe. That's what I'm going to blame it on if I'd lose.
I'm throwing taunt at the same time dropping aggro. So just to keep Pix's anger levels balanced. But once I do get the hard mode cleared, then I can be all smug about it. Right.
If I'm the only one on Tales who has not cleared the hard mode next week, I'm just going to be mad. And I'm going to have to just be an Animal Crossing streamer.
But you know what? You can blame not clearing Lair of Maarselok once both of us do? No. Look.
Well, I mean,
both
we can all
Lotus
blame
and I am are Nords who fight for Ebonheart Pact. So that's the only difference right there. That's why you don't get it. That's the X factor
right there.
Yeah,
see?
That's if you be a Nord fighting for Ebonheart Pact, you'll get the clear, Pixie. That's the only different variable there. You see, that's all there's to it.
See, right in chat, that's your Scald King. There he is.
No.
Pixie's gonna kill us. I can feel the eye daggers through Discord, shooting.
No, Cyrodiil.
Come back into Cyrodiil.
I will if it's not 1v6.
I mean, you can bring as many people as you like.
Oh, man. If only Crowley and I trusted Crowley there, and he got nuked as well. It was.
Well, 2v6 is still not odds in your favor.
Oh no, we both went individually. That's the thing.
So that's even worse.
Yeah,
so
I found them first.
It was just 2 1v6s.
Yeah. So I found them first. They nuked me down, and then Crowley spent 15 minutes running, and then he got nuked down.
See, this is why you just need to play on PC and A more, make some friends over there, and then we'll just see whose friends are cooler.
See, this is what we need.
Let me quit my job first.
Yeah, no. and give us file transfer, because then we can have an episode where we just are in game during an alliance war. It'd just be Pixie and her Dominion versus me and Ark.
We're gonna win.
So my only thing is I'm trying to figure out whether if Moongrave Fane is the more difficult or Lair of Maarselok is more difficult. Because with Moongrave Fane, on our first day, we couldn't get it down to like anywhere near. We died constantly at around 40-50%. But with that 16%, we may have just gotten lucky. I don't know.
I know exactly what you mean, though. I always have a hard time when I'm like, this feels harder. But if it's something I haven't cleared, I'm like, well, what? I could be at this for years. I don't know. Like maybe I'll never beat this.
The problem I had mainly with Moongrave Fane is that I couldn't really see anything. Lair of Maarselok, I didn't really have that problem. Yep. Except Kitsune was really asking me to pull the ads. But unless I saw them the first time they spawned when they were near the dragon, I just couldn't get them because if I turned my camera to pull the ads, I missed the attack from freaking dragon.
Yeah,
and that
I was
just
gonna
killed
say
me. So that was a rough thing. But then they decided to just nuke the ads down, and that's
what we do, because if your attention gets drawn off the dragon, that's just gonna get your group wiped. Yeah. We came to the conclusion that's not a thing. Like it's also because it's so stamina and just resource in general intensive. You really can't be trying to aggro those two, because as is, you're dodge rolling left and right, and you're trying to self-heal yourself in between the healer healing you and everything like that. Whereas, like, if I had to try to distract myself with those, it's like that thing will clip you in the side of the head. It's like, you're dead through shields. It's like, again.
I do have a question, serious question. So if the tank purges, you mentioned like 10k hit, is that like a tick or where it's going to keep doing 10k hits, or is it just one 10k hit and everything's fine?
I think it's one blast, and the more... Yes, it's one blast, and the thing is, at least from our understanding of it, because if we're capped, like everybody's capped on health, I'll yell purge, and if I screw up a dodge, which happens plenty, every time you screw up a dodge and it adds one, it makes the corresponding purge hit harder to everybody. So if you only have one on you, purge it.
That's what it is.
Just get it off you.
That's what it is.
It's less abuse to your team, and as long as nobody's wounded or your healer knows it's coming, which our healer, when we yell purge, she just hits everybody with a heal the second I'm purging, and I basically, if I get hit at any point, I immediately am like purge, and I have to get it off me. Don't stack them, because it'll just make it hit harder.
I noticed there was a damage difference. I didn't realize it was them stacking. I was trying to figure out whether if it was like time based, like, because I knew there was a damage difference. I was like, maybe it's, my theory was either the longer it's on me, if I purge it later, it hits more, which sort of ended, I guess, correct idea, but just wrong mechanics.
I believe it's not time. I believe it's the amount of them you miss.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was something like, because I noticed the longer it's on me, the harder it hits everybody. It was probably just poison stacking. I assumed it was like, the more damage I absorb, that's the total amount it deals to everybody. I assumed it was something like that, but I didn't think about poison stacking on me. So the solution was purging more rather than not purging at all. Yeah, that's
right. Which exactly, the theory is kind of the same regardless of how that would work, because I think it's the amount of times you miss it, not the time. But at the same time, it's like if you get hit at all, if you don't give it any time and you immediately purge off, provided you can because your team's prepped for it, it will melt them less.
Okay. I will definitely keep that in mind next time I go in there. I don't know if I'm going to go in there this coming up week, because I don't know what I'm doing this week yet, but I will remember that for the next time I end up in that hellhole. Next time I just want to hate myself a little bit and decide to go in there and try that again.
My only
it was so funny too.
Yeah.
I tweeted out that I was going to attempt that for the second time because I was feeling brave, and Finn replied to it, was like, "You've got this," and then I had to go back, the tail tucked between my legs, and be like, "We don't got this.
We don't got this yet."
Yeah.
So what was I gonna say? Right. So after this, the only hard mode we haven't done will be Frost Waltz, which is the one I'm most scared of from my past experience.
To be fair, since ironically we both have this for the last one, hopefully I can get some time to clear, like at a session we can get together and we can melt Moongrave, which I do have prioritized over trying to get the trifecta in this just to be a griefing douche. Because I still can't guarantee that I can do that anytime soon. But I if we can both be on it at the same time where it's just both of us trying to do Frostbolt, I want to see which one of us can get to it and beat it first and or in the least amount of time type of thing, because that'll be a nice Ebonheart Pact challenge instead of us just
because not struggling is not an option. It's just
hell no, absolutely
Pixie's
not.
Gonna kill us. Pixie's don't hate us, Pixie.
Because oh my god, yeah, the last time I ran that place, every time I've run that place, it is an embodiment of a dumpster fire except with ice. It is, oh my god.
I have a confession. I have never gotten the regular Frostvault clear on Bet.
Really?
Do it with Pugs, it's so fun.
Yeah, do it with Pugs, it's so fun. Ark is lying to you.
I've done this. Because back before, like, when like, it was a newer dungeon, I primarily ran with Pugs just because I didn't know enough people on PC and stuff whenever it first came out. And so that's what I did whenever I got bored, is I just pug random vets, and it likes to throw me in there. And it's a nightmare. And then it's a nightmare with people too, because the laser boss is just a royal pain in my ass. And that's where we got stuck consistently. And it was almost like you would have the mechanics down, like somebody would DC in the middle, or somebody's game would freeze.
Yeah, initially it was very unstable as well.
Yeah,
maybe
luckily, see, that's the thing that I think I'm more comfortable with, at least trying that place, and that's why I steered clear of that place. I like that dungeon fine, but at least on the PS4 side of things, in any of my attempts at it, it was very, very buggy. And we were encountering, I mean, I know over some of the shows I must have explained some of the things where it's like, I have just had the most ridiculous things. That laser grid, at this point though, it's like, I feel like I can do the laser grid in my friggin' sleep because it's just like, I've run it so many times. But like, there was that thing where originally the lasers could not get deflected when he would put up his shield. They'd just go straight through and kill you anyways. I'm like, cool. Okay, so
invisible lasers going through.
Yep, there was the ones where, but then it wasn't always bad. I had the one where, I don't know if I have it on a clip, but I jumped the lasers when I panicked. I was like, we're done for. And I jumped and I actually went over the lasers and they didn't even touch me. It was like,
oh, wow.
Wait, that's a thing? So I tried it again, immediately killed. I was like, that was an error. I was not supposed to be able to do that.
I still get flashbacks to me spending 11 hours in Frostwaltz with Pugs.
Yes. I remember a lot of that stream. Because I was watching that. I was like, oh boy, the new dungeons. I'm going to watch what they're like on PC before I get them in 2 weeks. And I was like, well, I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
I think 7 hours of that 11 hours just laser boss with rotating Pugs nonstop.
Yep.
Because they would just,
and there was that one guy who was learning on the fly.
Yeah, that one Pug is my hero. Dude stayed for the entirety of the duration, and he went from someone who doesn't know how to dodge roll or bash or do anything like that to someone actually running to the dwarven spheres to blow them up to kill the ads, and then bashing the boss and dodge rolling through the things. And I was like, yes, he's growing.
That's amazing.
He's learning.
But the other two just kept rotating, one healer and one DPS. Every hour, one of them would change.
Yeah.
I always feel bad whenever I do decide to pug something difficult, and I just like have to go to bed. And I can tell they're like a super friendly bunch, and they're getting better and better and better. But it's just like,
but having to give up is
go.
like, yeah, I know. It's like, I just can't stay. I'm sorry. It's
like, I want to hug both of you, like all three of you. You guys are fantastic, and I'm really glad I got to meet you. But I need sleep.
This probably doesn't happen in EU, but I mean NA. But in EU, sometimes you just hit a language barrier. You're like trying to teach someone. You're like, do this, do this. Everyone's like, do this, do this, do this. And then you get a Russian reply and you're like, oh, that's why we are not communicating.
That would be rough. There have been a couple dungeons where I noticed the people were using text chat and they were speaking Spanish. So I think I was the pug in that situation because they all know. I was like, I don't know like 3 phrases in Spanish, and it's none of those. And I just hope I don't suck. Here we go.
I really want to learn Spanish. If I at some point in life get a lot of free time again, I'm so learning Spanish.
It's a pretty language.
It is so fun to listen to, but I can't speak it, which is upsetting.
I live in Florida, so it's useful to know at least bits of it. I took like a couple years of it in high school and a couple years of it in college, and I don't remember like any of it. But it was useful.
In college, I tried learning Russian, made a huge mistake. Spanish was an option. I was like, I'm gonna learn Russian, but I didn't know the entire language was encrypted. It took me 4 years to decrypt the language. I ended up learning none of it.
That sounds like a beat. So this is going to make me sound like I was a really big weirdo in high school, which isn't too far off. But I had a friend who did like this Russian transliteration thing. So like neither of us spoke Russian, but we found out what the Russian letters, like what sounds they make. And then we would just write out words in English, but with the Russian characters to pass notes to each other that nobody else could read.
Yeah, it's because it's encrypted. It's like, see, I learned Japanese. I learned full Japanese. I had a certificate, I don't remember as much now, enough to teach Japanese during high school. Wow. I spent 2 years without weekends to learn Japanese and got my certificate.
That's impressive as hell.
And then I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to see. Japanese was an option at university. I could have picked Japanese and I could have just not go to class for 4 years. It would have been nice. But my dumbass thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to learn Russian as well. It's not a good idea to learn a third alphabet. That's the main thing because, like, you know the Latin alphabet, and then you learn Japanese, which has 3 alphabets, and then you try learning Russian, which is Latin alphabet, but just mixed. It's just shuffled together.
Oh,
H
God.
means N means P, X means H, P means... I don't even remember. Y means U means R is P actually, and it's like the entire alphabet is just shuffled together. Who thought that was a good idea?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I'm trying to read, and my brain is like, and especially the first year, I was like still actively, like I was fresh learning Japanese, so whenever I was trying to say something, my brain would just pop up the Japanese word for it. And then half the sentence is Russian, half Japanese, half English. It's like it doesn't make any sense. And then I'm trying to read. My brain is like, that's an H. And then, wait, no, that's an N. Wait, no, that's Japanese. It was like, it was a whole mess. I ended up forgetting Japanese and not learning Russian. This was a very bad deal.
No. So you don't know Japanese anymore?
No, I can still speak it. I can understand it. I cannot read or write. I gave up on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I need to like probably take another term of courses to renew my certificate, but I don't have the time right now, so...
Understandable.
Yeah. So, yeah, I should have chosen
substantially more
Spanish.
than anything I can do with languages.
Yeah, like, I can say, where's the bathroom in Spanish? I feel like that could seem
Nice.
pretty fun.
I mean, until I picked up streaming, which basically started consuming all of my free time, learning languages were sort of my hobby. Like that was what I was spending on my free time on. And I started streaming, and here we are.
Yeah,
Don't pick up streaming, kids. It's bad for you.
I was able to, like, when I worked at a mall when I was in college, I learned how to understand Spanish, but, like, I didn't know how to converse. I could just be useful in the terms of understanding it, and beyond that, I was just like, yeah. Just because I was able to give you what you asked for, I cannot actually respond. So I will just nod politely, and that's the best I've got. So.
Okay, so Veriok in chat says, ¿Dónde está el Bano? I think that's where is... I don't know what Bano is.
Where's the Bano?
Where's Bano? Oh, okay, that's it. Okay.
Yep. Exactly.
That's the thing I can say. That's about it.
That's about it.
Estoy muy cansada is I'm very tired. That's one that I like to use a lot.
Nice,
Those are the two things I remember how to say, and that's it.
Actually, during high school, I actually tried learning the Elder Scrolls Dragon language. But turns out it's just... there is no grammar to it at all. So it was just memorizing words, so it was boring.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just like hard. Like this means this means this. Same thing with like the Daedric alphabet. You just literally, it's English but with different letters.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is.
That one, that's easy enough.
Yeah. There was a bunch of us where we were translating those maps that got sent out prior to Greymoor. We're like, what does it say?
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah.
I just thought you all were wizards. I didn't.
No, it's just Daedric's a 1-to-1 like transfer. Like actually, for my symbol on my like own personal Twitch channel, where it's like a little Hermaeus Mora symbol, and it's that looks like it says Lotus of Doom, and it does, but it's in Daedric. It's just so similar, it almost looks exactly the same.
I mean, what do you think our Tales of Tamriel logo writes around in Daedric?
Yeah, exactly.
It's Dungeon Crawler Network.
I guess I just never really stopped and thought about it. I know it was Daedric. I just didn't like...
It's Dungeon Crawler Network.
Yeah. Dungeon Crawler Network. Yeah.
I guess I just never really stopped and thought about it. I thought there was going to be some kind of like grammar rules to it or something, and apparently I'm reading way too far into it.
I wish.
I know with Zelda, in order to go from Hylian to English, you have to translate Hylian to Japanese and then the Japanese to English.
What?
Because it's like transliteration directly.
Oh, no, I know what you mean. Yes.
Yeah. So like on all the signs and stuff, if you know Japanese, you can figure out like what it means in Japanese, and then you can then take that from Japanese and make it English.
If it if you translated the Hyrulean directly into English, it wouldn't make sense because you didn't translate the language that it was originally in. Oof. Double translation.
So the people who do the Hylian translations, it's just crazy. I don't speak Japanese, so you could do it, Ark, but I have no idea.
Does it involve reading Japanese? Because I can't read Japanese anymore.
I don't know what the characters don't look like Japanese to me. You can like find signs that are like you can actually read and it'll be translated. So then like you'll know like if I read this sign says Kakariko Village. So then this letter is K, and it's like direct transliteration from Japanese to Hylian. So I guess you would have to read Japanese, and you'd have to get a Japanese version of the game, and then you could then translate that into English.
No.
It's just nasty.
No, not gonna allow it.
I mean, one day I will pick it up again just to renew my certificate, but not anytime soon. You know, my brain is at language capacity, and I don't want to fill it with more alphabets at the moment.
I don't.
More alphabet. The alphabet's falling all over the place here.
Yeah, it's. I mean, at some point I could watch like Japanese TV series or something without like subtitles, unless they went into like full-on philosophical discussions, and then there would be a bunch of words that I don't know what they mean.
Sure.
But yeah, as long as they kept it more casual, like grammar-wise, as long as I knew the words, I would understand it. But this is Tales of Tamriel, not Tales of Languages, so let's get back on
I don't know how we
track.
got
section
here.
of the show.
Yeah, we gotta hear from having language barriers in dungeons with people.
There it is. I was like, I'm lost. I got nothing on how we. That's
It was
right.
really-
I was like, don't know how we got here. Totally blacked out.
It was an interesting conversation, but I lost context for it there for a bit.
Yeah.
So one more part of my tales, getting back on track. So I was doing a very late night stream because I've been on vacation this past week. So it was like 4 a.m. I played, I don't know, Star Citizen. I played, we did a Just Chatting. We did a random, on-the-fly new show with Agelos, actually, called Arkhaniir Variety Hour. We talked about a whole bunch of random stuff. And then I thought, okay, it's like 4 a.m. Let's jump back into ESO, see if we can find anything to do. And then Luna, who was supposed to be fixing her sleeping schedule, was like, hey, I am in ESO as well. And then Jen, who was supposed to be fixing her sleeping schedule, was like, hey, I am in ESO as well. It's all 4 a.m. in the middle of the night. And then Kitsune was also in ESO. And then they were like, okay, we have a surprise. So they invited me to the party, and the surprise was at 4 or 5 a.m. we did Falkreath Hall, hard mode speedrun, all that stuff.
Nice.
Started
Fun surprise.
out of nowhere, in the middle of the night, 4 people who were supposed to be fixing their sleep schedule in the past week did Falkreath Hall trifecta, because why not? Right? Why not?
You're failing at sleeping but succeeding in game.
yeah. So that's what we did. That was fun. And then I said, we should do Lair of Maarselok now. Obviously, everyone took as a joke, but I was half serious. Which, now that I've actually tried Lair of Maarselok hard mode, was really a bad idea, and everyone was right to take it as a joke. It's not something to do at 6 a.m. in the morning without sleep. That was a very terrible idea in my end. So a quick update actually on Untaunted streams and our trial runs that we stream here at DCN. So Lore Seeker's trial days switched. So it used to be Monday beginner trials and Friday advanced trials. Now it's Monday advanced trials and Friday beginner trials. So the trial streams will probably move to Mondays. Friday will be cleared, and Luna has a new trial day on Tuesday. So Tuesday Untaunted Dungeon streams will be moved to a different day. And the D&D, Elder Scrolls D&D we play with Ophelia, Ninja, Dawn Whisper, and K-Pow, used to be Saturday because my Monday was free. And, no. So I had moved it to Saturday because I needed to edit edit Tales on Sundays. And then my Mondays were cleared, so we decided to move it back to Sunday. Just as the week we decided to move our D&D session back to Sunday, I will now be doing trials on Monday, so I don't know when I'm going to edit Tales yet. It'll be sometime in between those. So basically, it's a schedule mess. I will set it all up and announce the new streaming and schedules like that later in the week. I was gonna tell this in behind the scenes, but I forgot. So there it is. Currently, the schedule is a mess.
Yeah, behind the tales.
Yeah. All right, Lotus, your tales.
Okay, mine aren't tragic, so this will be much easier. So the only in terms of Falkreath, that was actually all we really did. I didn't get to play as much. I was super bummed I didn't get to stream Arena like I had planned this week. But
You
with
were super
work and
ticked.
then I was gonna say when I got super ticked off. That didn't go so hot for the last 2 days, and prior to that, I was hoping to get some time, work too much, so it didn't really happen. But with my trials group, we grouped up, and the motif now exists from Falkreath. That gold page, I guess it was. And those sell for a ton if you actually get them. I don't know what they are.
Wait, which
like
ones?
The helmet. So they've got the monster style outfit pages. There's the helmet that you can get from the dungeon, and I believe you get bonus points. It like raises the percentage of a drop chance if you have cleared the hard mode or do it on the hard mode or whatever. But they're bad drop chances is pretty much what it is. But they're really, really rare. You can get the shoulders out of the corresponding Undaunted chest. And this current one is Mortahouse or whatever his name is. Whatever the guy is at the end that you kill, the Minotaur. So we figured we'd give it a couple. Yeah, exactly. Domhouse, there it is. I combined Mordhau the game and Domhouse into Mortahouse.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I knew it was a game name, but I couldn't remember the actual guy's name.
I combined Mordhau and Domhouse into Mortahouse. Perfect. So we figured we'd run that a couple times. We had some big DPS. We were all just kind of like hanging out and everything like that. And one of the people I usually run with, he actually got one earlier in the week on his first run, I think it was, and sold it for 399,995 gold. Undercutting the next highest person of 400,000. You're like, screw that, buy mine. So
wait, how much?
He made it 399,995 gold.
Why I never get these money-making items?
I will say, just as somebody who's played on multiple platforms, motifs, at least back whenever I was there, motifs sell for a lot higher on PlayStation than they do on PC.
I've heard that. Yep, I've heard that. But yeah, so he got nearly 500,000 for his. So we figured, all right, let's go see if we can get a couple more of these. So we basically went with the approach of let's just nuke this thing into oblivion. And I believe we had one or two runs where we did the hard mode and like the whole dungeon. I think we did in like 9.5 minutes. Got a couple runs in. Nobody, not any of the four of us were getting it. We're like, damn it. Like, I want my money. So we sell off our crap and we try going through again. And I decide to look at my achievements because that's what I do. And I'm like, what achievements don't I have in this entire DLC? And I find out there are 2 of them in Falkreath Hold that I don't have. So I figured since we're running this anyways, let's see if we can actually get it. One of them, it's called Oathbreaker. You know the 3 dudes who you kill them, you put their things back, their ghosts back in the graves, they turn into the skeleton. Oathbreaker is for killing them and depositing their ghosts within 5 seconds of each other each time they go down.
Ouch.
That's going to require some solid rapid maneuver.
So what we did was I pulled the uppercut one, the two-hander, which that mechanic will obliterate somebody. I pulled the two-hander to one gravesite. One of our DPSs pulled the archer to another gravesite, and then the other DPS pulled their mage to the back gravesite. And we just made sure that we burnt them in unison. And then, since we were all right next to the grave sites, it was just, okay, mine's down, grab, go. And then we just did it again. It took us 2 tries and we got it. So it actually wasn't quite as complicated as it seemed like. The other one is ridiculous. And I don't know why anyone would ever do this like this, other than being sadistic and wanting 5 lousy achievement points.
So you...
Me. Me and literally nobody else in the party. They were just like, what are we doing with our lives? Why are we doing this? It's like, I don't know. So when you go through the catacombs and you have to fight the Draugr king there on the throne, and you have to cleanse the bodies. The achievement, I forget what the name of it is you need to cleanse 15 bodies within 5 seconds of them.
Oh, yeah, you just gotta pile them up.
And they have a hard max spawn thing on which zombies are. So the ones on the outskirts spawn, and as they shamble towards you, they just decompose and die.
Oh.
So what you need, and then the ones that actually are worthwhile in attack and have like 100,000 and change for hit points, only 8 of those, it turns out, can be up at the same time. It will stop spawning them after you have 8 of those, and then it's just shamblers. So what you need to do, we found out, is our healer, DPS, whatever we want to classify her as, she put on a range interrupt, and she just ran around the room trying to keep the boss from one-shotting her. And I went to the other corner of the room and tried to aggro as many things as possible and chain whip these stupid Draugr to me as fast as possible to build just this big heaping pile of decomposing zombies. But the problem was they don't spawn fast enough for you to get 15 at once. So we would have to have the other 2 DPS not hurt the boss, not damage the other zombies. They would literally just come over and cleanse the ones that died on their own. And I needed to just continue to chain them over faster and faster as quickly as I could while keeping aggro on the ones that actually do damage, while our healer dodge rolled around in a circle to prevent the boss from one-shotting her, until we had a pile of 15 of these things that we could then nuke, immediately get rid of, and then kill the boss. It's obnoxious.
Wow.
And it's worth 5 achievement points, and it's totally not worth it. That's the moral of that story.
Well done.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a lot of. Oh, and in the end, none of us got the gold motif. So that was that was our end result. We got 2 stupid achievements that weren't worth anything, and no gold motif.
I feel like you're taking this competitive must have the most achievement points thing just a little too far.
A little bit, because I'm running out of things that are actually useful to do, and this is what I'm left with now, where it's like, okay, why would anyone why is this a thing?
I mean, there is one thing you can do. Building up suspense. Let's run Black Rose Prison hard mode.
Yeah, I'll just get a quick Unchained. I don't know what our when we clear all the dungeons, I don't know whether we should work on trifectas or go back to work on that place.
Black Rose Prison is our end game for Untaunted, as we decided.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah. That I cannot wait for, because I am a bad friend. And I really want to watch that. So yeah, that was our Falkreath thing. I'm sad that I didn't get any of the things so I could make a lot of money, but whatever. The only other things that I've done, I actually did this last week, but it wasn't really, we didn't need to drag stuff out, so I just didn't even mention it, but I've done more of them. One thing that I thought is pretty cool with the antiquities, because there's 10,000 different antiquity things, and I still enjoy antiquities. One thing that I just found out about a little while ago, which I'm sure is on Inkling's site or Alcast or anybody who's been posting all these things up, but once you have the Pathfinder achievement for a zone, if you can find one of those traveling merchants, you can just go up to them and buy a lead off them. It's like 1,000 gold.
Really?
It's a green lead. Yeah. And it's a map of that area that you can put in your house.
Oh, nice.
It's like a literal map.
It's not even the traveling merchants. It's like, I think you can get it from...
Oh, can you get it from anybody?
I think it's like innkeepers will sell it.
I
okay.
wish it was
just
just
have
a
to
traveling
seller.
merchant. That would have been more fun.
Yeah, I just bumped into a traveling merchant. Was like, oh, hello there. And I think I was going to sell crap, but it's at the first option. So like before I could switch over to sell, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I don't have this. Okay, so yeah, innkeepers as well. Okay, cool. So yeah, I just thought that was pretty neat. So I started just plastering up like a crazy person with like the diagram with Charlie Day with the string connecting all of them. I think I'm just going to make a giant like crazy person map of Tamriel just in one of my houses.
I really wish those traveling merchants actually sold something unique to them. So you would search them like on the map, just run around.
That would be cool.
All right, here we go. So this isn't actually on my tails, but all right, let's go back to the wall of crazy on achievements that people shouldn't waste their time on. There are 3 achievements in the base game. One is called Lightbringer. One is called Give to the Poor. And I forget what the traveling merchant one is called. But there is an incredibly low chance on a rare spawn. Every base game map has one. And all 3 of them can spawn at the same places. And I may or may not have farmed them while watching movies because I found out that if you just stand in front of the locations where they can spawn, they will just materialize there eventually. One of them is 2 people arguing, and they'll have a campfire that they can't light, and you can go over and you light it, and they get happy, and you get like 1,700 experience points. If you can get every single zone cleared, you get the Lightbringer achievement.
Wow, okay.
Chad, I like those achievements. Okay, so
6 years in the game, this is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Trust me, when I've been talking about it to people, a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? The one for the Give to the Poor, I've got some clips saved because they're hysterical. The poor person, you'll just see this person like rummaging through a sack. You can go over to them and they'll ask you for a donation. They'll be like, oh, I'm super poor. Can you please spare some money? They're different versions. One of the ones is just a liar. Like the person is just like, yeah, I'm totally starving and my children are too. Won't you give me some money, to help my 9 starving children? I'm like, 9 starving children. So if you give them like $69 or whatever it is, they're like, oh, thank you. That'll definitely provide food to my 11 starving children. You're such a generous person. I'm like, you lying son of a bitch. So that one's pretty funny. And then there's my favorite one, which is the one with the merchant. So there'll be a horse and there'll be a person over and they're grooming their horse and they're hanging out and you can go over to them. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what this one is. And you need the intimidation perk. And you go over to them and they're like, oh, I have some fine wares and blah, 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 blah. And you can shop in their store. They're a unique merchant. They have a special name. Or you can rob them because apparently you're just a thug. And that's what the achievement is. Robbing every merchant in Tamriel. And they get so sad when you do it. But that's the thing. So apparently we're not heroes, we're monsters. Because like I forget what one of them was a Khajiit, and the thing was like intimidate, and they're like, oh my God, you're robbing me? My mom told me I shouldn't have gone out on this like dangerous travel. I just run into some thug and now it's you. Please don't kill me. And they give you their stuff. I'm like, I'm a pretty lousy hero, I guess. So, but yeah, each one of those, I forget what that one is called, but yeah, it's the campfire one is Lightbringer. Give to the Poor is the one for the peasants, and then yeah, whatever the one is for robbing merchants. But that's what those are. And there's one in all, 16 base game zones. The spawn chance on them being there is terrible. I find videos where or maps like where they're standing. I literally just camp out in front of one of them and we'll watch a movie or something. Doing that, I think it took me 11 hours to clear all of the zones. Which is ridiculous that the spawns. So running into these organically is really, really slim, it seems like. But yeah. So that's sort of the traveling merchant use. You can rob them, make them feel bad.
That got dark.
Right? That's so much for...
We just wanted some cool maps or something.
We just wanted to buy some
videos,
and instead it just devolved into us mugging them. What do you call it? And then I guess the only other thing I did this week was it was just a free sign up thing. Crime pays, thank you. How do it? Eshi streams?
How do you
say that?
I'm calling him
yes.
Ishi.
Okay.
So
Crime
none
pays.
of us.
Thank you so much. That is what it is. Ishi. Okay.
Right.
There we
Ishi.
go.
Thank you. Yes. Well, thank you so much. Yes, it's Crime Pays. Perfect. That's the name of the third one. Yeah. The only other thing I did was I have never gone really back into this place, but my Trials Guild, it was the weekly, was Vet Halls of Fabrication. And we went in to just mess with it. A bunch of people had not ever been in Vet Halls of Fabrication. I think one or two people had never been in Halls of Fabrication, period. And that was for the longest time until Black Rose Prison, my horror story. I wear that skin just because that experience was so miserable. And I got to main tank it instead of off tank it this time because that group I cleared it with, it was kind of not a pug, but I got called in, and I think the reason I didn't like that place was the people I was doing it with, because that place is actually not nearly that bad. It's kind of fun. It is a lot of mechanics, but we had a really fun, easygoing group that we were running it with. We beat the first boss, and we got the second boss, which was soul crushing, to 1.6% was I was 4 ultimate away from having a magma shell that could have saved it.
Oh, man.
Because I could have just grabbed the ads and just tanked everything briefly, and they could have held out. But me and the off-tank dropped almost at the same time, so we couldn't recover. And they almost burnt through it, but it was just... There's a lot going on for anybody who hasn't done Halls of Fabrication. I'm not going to try to describe Halls of Fabrication because it's a lot happening. But it is an interesting trial, much more so than I remember. Well, not more so than I remember, but since I off-tanked it, it's way more main tank heavy than I realized, not ever main tanking it. There is one mechanic where if the main tank misses his bash, everyone dies.
Nice.
11 people die. So it is just
That's
objective.
Fun.
It's objectively oh, we're all dead. Thanks a lot, tank. You can just directly be it is your fault that you killed us. And I'm like,
no, but it's the healer's fault. You know.
But yeah, and it's funny because if you do it on
He's
normal,
so gonna
you won't
stab me eventually.
Yup. So it was I don't know. It was a lot of fun main tanking it because I had never actually done it. As the off tank, I actually never really noticed it was a mechanic when I originally cleared it. And on normal, you burn it so fast you don't. Mechanics are for chumps on normal, so you don't do it. But yeah, that was a fun experience. Even though we didn't clear it, made a lot of good progress, and it was pretty fun. So. But yeah, that was pretty much the only gameplay I had this week, so...
He's pretty much the only gameplay I had was 30 minutes of Tales, by the way. What else do you want to do, man?
I don't know. I mean, I ran a trial and I farmed some generic dungeon on repeat. Didn't get what I was looking for.
So am I the only Tales host who's just like having a blast in Somerset? Because that's like what I'm here for.
That's right. I guess I did a daily or two. Actually, I did one of the dailies, and I had one of the days I did a daily. I was like, oh, I guess I can do this. I had 12 tickets, so that was a waste of my time. Because I was like, oops, those 3 tickets didn't go anywhere.
How dare you step foot into Somerset willingly, even when...
Look, I wanted to try to kill, I don't know.
You deserved Iran to step on your head, man.
I see.
Are Ewan in there willingly to mess with my lights in my house?
True.
Which is in the middle of Alinor.
Oh, the truth comes out.
He went into a high elf's home to play with their lights.
Yeah.
Didn't even kill anybody, just turned off some lights.
It was so worth it.
Even thought he was sneaky, just crouched and was just like blatantly walking in front of me.
You're in another alliance. You shouldn't be allowed to see him.
Well, apparently in my house I have a pretty good security system.
Well, if that's it, that brings us to our news. Because we do have news this week.
Yes.
Quakecon is just around the corner, and it is called Quakecon at Home for obvious reasons. So, it is gonna start on August 7, Friday at 12 p.m. EDT with a welcome from President of ZeniMax Online, aka Studio Director Medfire, talking about the year so far, the Dark Art of Skyrim, and all the other good stuff for Elder Scrolls Online and everything else. Now, QuakeCon obviously is the major Bethesda convention, so there won't be only Elder Scrolls Online stuff. There will be a lot of, all things Bethesda related. I was really hoping to see more about Starfield. We did not hear. I don't think it's in the. It's gonna happen. But anyway, so here today we are just gonna talk about mainly the Elder Scrolls Online parts and the schedules and things like that. Throughout the event, obviously there will be giveaways and Twitch drops. They will be giving reliquaries, Razer peripheral prize packages, SteelSeries mouse pads, a lot of digital goods, Elder Scrolls Online pets, and of course, Ouroboros crown crates. So keep an eye out for the streams themselves, as well as their social media on Instagram and Twitter for all of these giveaways and things like that. If your Twitch account and Elder Scrolls Online account is not linked yet, you won't be able to get the Flame Atronak pony and Ouroboros crown crates. So definitely go do that as well. You can do that on Elder Scrolls Online's official website. If you log into your account, you will see an option to link, or just Google it. There are a bunch of guides. So there will be a lot of live streams, and some of these are really interesting. So first, again, on Friday, August 7, 1 p.m. EDT, these will be on twitch.tv/Bethesda, except one, which I'll get to. So ESO voiceover chat featuring Jennifer Hale and Robbie Damon, who are the voice actors of Lyris Titanborn and Fenorian, and they will be chatting with ZeniMax Online's senior voiceover supervisor Becky. I have Ichonsky. I'm sorry if I butchered it. And they'll be talking about, voice acting, Elder Scrolls Online, their characters and things like that, which I'm really interested about because I really love voice acting as a job, as a profession. I wish I could do it. It's one of the things that I really want to do, at least semi-professionally, one day, hopefully. So then on August 8th, Saturday, 12 p.m. EDT, on twitch.tv/Bethesda_DE, so German Bethesda channel, ESO developer interview featuring Encounters Lead Mike Finnegan. I don't know if he knows German or if they're just going to be talking in English, but so they'll be talking with German community manager Kai Schober. And I'm actually curious if this whole thing is going to be in German and Mike Finnegan secretly speaks German. It might just be on English. I do not know. After that, again, on Saturday, August 8th, 8 p.m. EDT, twitch.tv/Bethesda, they will be featuring pro wrestler Nicole Savoy to talk about Elder Scrolls Online and do dungeons without any gear. So that should be in there. There'll be a live struggle with a pro wrestler. Following that, again on Saturday, August 8th, 11 p.m. EDT, they are bringing in a professional MMA fighter, Rob Whittaker, to explore Western Skyrim. And this will be with Uncle Pete, the VP of, was it communications, marketing? VP of
marketing,
a lot of things.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably marketing and communications.
Yeah, because I remember it's a mixed title. Anyway, so Uncle Pete, as we all know. So I'm really quite curious how these are going to go, because I know there are some very famous names who play Elder Scrolls Online. I didn't know Nicole Savoy and Rob I just heard Nicole Savoy, but I knew about Rob Whittaker. He's like an MMA champion, so
yeah, he is. He's a champion.
So those are going to be interesting. So this is going to be a very fun stream in my opinion. ZAS concept artist Mike May and art director CJ Greb will be talking about the art process of an ESO and create a new piece of ESO inspired art, and will give away that art. So definitely a stream to tune in and try your chance luck to get that one. So this is going to be Sunday, August 7 p.m. EDT on twitch.tv/Bethesda. It's going to be both a very fun stream as well as, a chance to win an art piece made by these guys live. That's quite the giveaway. Now, there is also going to be a bunch of community streams by ESO streamers as well. I'm not going to tell every single date because that's going to take a lot of time. Basically, just going to go over who they are, what they're going to do, and if you're interested, you should check out the link. Check out the article on the website. So Fufuns and Lasso, these will be in German, will be doing a homestead tour, which are always fun if you know German. French community manager Sandra Maury will host community members Asterio Desastre, which actually I've met. He kicked my butt in Battlegrounds. And I was like, I asked him what sets he was using, and he was like, I'm streaming. I went in there, it was French, so I don't know. I didn't understand anything, but he really kicked my butt. He was so tanky. I was like, how is this guy not dying? So if you know French, that could be an interesting stream. So there will be an ESO charity stream for Unicef featuring Torlar, Michi, and Queen E. Since this is a charity stream, it's going to be on August 8th, 4 a.m. EDT. This is I'm definitely going to try and tune in for, because Ophelia Noir, Dawn Whisper, K-Pow, and Zynode will be taking on Ice Reach. Those will be fun. If you don't know, Ophelia, Dawn Whisper, K-Pow, and Ninja, we play a D&D theming around Elder Scrolls, so I'm definitely going to tune in for that. This is interesting because we talked about this person. So, the best Elder Scrolls Online roleplay on Twitch, featuring actors Tony Noto and Diane Houton. I may have butchered her name, I'm sorry, but we actually talked about Tony Noto because we've been to their stream, I've been to his stream a couple times. He always streams in full Blades armor.
Yes.
Talking in full roleplay. He does a lot of Imperial City and Cyrodiil, and he's always
really funny.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's always, and his armor is very nice as well.
It is.
And so I first learned about him because he tagged Tales of Tamriel Twitter when he was going live, and I checked him out. I was like, actor, and then I was like, okay, he actually has an IMDb page and everything that, and so we got to chat a bit, and he's really good guy, and his streams are really fun. He has a cat named the Dragonborn, and there's a lot of shenanigans basically.
It is.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things from his stream is when somebody follows and he's like stops what he's doing and just shouts, "Another hand has touched the beacon." I'm like, oh my god, like, this is too entertaining.
He has a camera for his cat, which is a very chill cat. Like, he barely moves. He's always there, and like he asks something to the Dragonborn, because the Dragonborn is the cat, and then he I guess he uses Elgato Stream Deck because the camera zooms into the cat's face, and he responds for the cat, and then he talks back to cat. It's like
it's pretty. If you haven't checked him out, it is Tony Nato is very, very amusing.
So I mean, his streams are titled the best Elder Scrolls roleplay stream on Twitch, and they really are.
They're very funny.
So
I actually saw that title. Like, I was just scrolling through the directory. I was like, oh, this seems interesting. But then, like, I had clicked on somebody else instead. And now I'm like,
that's him. That's Tony.
wow,
That's him. Yep, that's him. It's very funny. He does a good job not laughing too. Like, I mean, sometimes he does lose it, but like he does a good job of keeping very straight faced while he's doing it too. It's like, dude, kudos for that. I would not be able to do that.
Me either.
Oh,
I think we talked about
definitely
this earlier.
not. You.
Like, I'm just bad.
No questions you need, obviously.
The only type of acting, like, I can make myself cry. I could do that as an actress.
That's a useful talent.
If I played an extremely sad role with no possibility of me laughing, I think I'm good to go.
Only melancholy dramas, nothing.
So following that, these are all like back to back, by the way, like throughout the days. Tamriel Down Under featuring ANZ. Is that New Zealand?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the New Zealand / Australia.
Okay. All right. So that explains Tamriel Down Under. So Tamriel Down Under featuring Australian New Zealand community manager Johnny Roses, Kim Bender, plus stream team members Daku, ICIC, actually, Angry Wolf, and I actually don't know how to pronounce his name. I know him. Maplinator.
I can never say that properly.
Yeah.
All really nice people, though. They're a great team. Tamriel Down Under. They're all super, super nice.
Again, another German stream, ESO Guild versus Guild Dungeon Runs featuring Arcade Sagan and Noractus. This will be in German. So, My World with AV, actually, and Ophelia Noir again. So that is another one I will be definitely tuning in because AV, she is awesome. And then finally, ESO PvP Masterclass featuring Benelux community manager Julian Eriks and stream team member Rubensky. Or Rubensky, which I guess makes more sense.
Rubensky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another... Man, I feel like this is just the community shout-out show, but like, if you've never seen Ruben Sky, his stream is also... He's very informative. He loves like giving descriptions to people and stuff like that. He's a funny guy. But he dons full knight armor.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Sorry, my thing froze for a second. Yeah, he dons full knight armor for his stream periodically. I know it gets very hot, so he can't just wear it nonstop. But it's like an actual paladin helm and stuff like that. Like, and he's got medieval weaponry around him on set and stuff like that. He wears chainmail like on the stream.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's very impressive looking, and he can keep a straight face while doing ridiculous things. When somebody says something awkward and he'll zoom the camera into just the slit in the eyes of the helmet, and he just won't blink, and I like for some reason can't stop laughing when he does it because he's always like, all right, that's creepy, that's enough of that, and he'll like zoom back out. But yeah, his array of actual night gear that he streams in periodically is pretty amusing.
Yeah, these are... Our community do have a lot of amazing people. Like,
yeah, and everybody's got their unique thing. He was actually part of the Feed the World charity that I was part of. He was actually one of the 100 streamers that was involved with that.
yeah.
So he's a great dude.
So basically, Quakecon at home. More stream. Like, it took us 15 minutes just to go through the streams that's gonna happen. So definitely go check out the article. It's gonna start again August 7, Friday at, I lost the time. 12 p.m. EDT.
Yep.
Yeah. So
That's also just the Elder Scrolls stuff. They're doing
yes.
the Quake championships. There's Fallout stuff. The people are convinced there's going to be something with Starfield. Don't hold your breath.
Really hope
I doubt
so.
it.
I want to hear about
don't see it
Starfield
happening.
already. Also,
Yeah,
in terms
don't
of
see it
like
happen.
to give a quick overall of the general Quakecon schedule. So all times in Eastern time, it's gonna start Friday 9 a.m. actually, with official news coverage, and there's gonna be so many stuff. So there's gonna be a house party, apparently. I don't know what it is. It's so small font I can barely read it right now on Twitter. Super stream on main stage, hot seat at home, event stage, Commander Keen time race. Oh yeah, they are doing a Commander Keen mobile game. They announced that like
I forgot
last
that existed.
E3. Yeah.
Me too.
Flickr photo hunt. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Another super stream watch party. Let's see, going through Tasty Cup Doom 2 finals apparently. Gossip bar, social hour, pajama party. I don't even know.
That seems weird.
PetCon showcase brunch. This is at home, right?
delicious.
We are.
Yeah, no, we have to make brunch with them. It's a community bruncheon.
That's gonna be so insane. I'm really curious what the technicality behind all of this is gonna be. I need to read through this. Fallout 76, Nuka Shine Run Finals, Quake World Finals, a cosplay, last minute cosplay. It's gonna be a cosplay event. Lore Seekers Podcast ESO Q&A. I didn't know that was there. So 9 p.m.
We were doing that.
Saturday.
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, Saturday. Didn't Lore Seekers announce this? Why didn't we see this? Okay, Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, Lore Seekers Podcast ESO Q&A. There we go. Glad that I actually looked into this.
Yeah, read through the whole thing. Yeah, I didn't even see that.
Return to Castle Wolfenstein Finals, TS500 Quake 2 Free for All, build your own PC panel, interesting. Let's see what else. Doom Eternal Final Nightmare, Quake Jam. What do you mean Quake Jam? Are you guys doing a game jam or something? I don't know. I don't think so, but Quakecon Storytime, I don't know what that is. Crimping Competition Winners, I don't know what that is. Event officially ends. So yeah, no, I guess maybe in one of the streams and events they might talk about Starfield, but I doubt it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it happening yet.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
I will be very surprised.
So there you go. A lot of things will be happening throughout that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but mainly, we discussed the Elder Scrolls parts of it. And that brings us to the end of our news, actually. I didn't see any other news other than QuakeCon, unless you guys have something.
Nope. It's all the QuakeCon stuff, that's the next big Bethesda thing. What do you call it? I've always wanted to go to QuakeCon, so this is like the next best thing since I haven't made the trip to Texas for a QuakeCon, so it's like now I get to kind of be involved with it. I'll probably be streaming some stuff as part of the LAN party thing. I'll have more details on that when I actually find out what the streaming schedule thing is for it. But yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know, QuakeCon always seems like a fun thing.
For all these years, I've been jealous that I couldn't go to any of these events, and now no one can go.
None of you
can.
We're gonna say everybody can go because we're all doing it from home. No, you have to go.
No.
customized route.
Nobody.
No one can go.
Art caused COVID confirmed.
Yep, there it is. This is the master plan. It's like, well, enjoy your conferences now, friends.
If I can go, no one can go. But yeah, that brings us to the end of our show. Almost 2 hours, with a lot of derailing and random topics. So
Art plus Japanese.
Today on Tales of Tamriel, we learned that Russian is encrypted, and
now you're going to translate it into every other language you have any background in.
Final thoughts and things like that. Pixie, any comments, or where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitch at HyperPixie Gaming and on Twitter at HyperPixie Games.
There we go. And Lotus?
I am LotusOfDoom on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, pretty much anywhere. You can find me. It's just me doing whatever.
All right. Well, definitely go follow these amazing two people. They stream a lot of Elder Scrolls related stuff. Pixie streams a lot of Elder Scrolls Online, except when she streams Call of Duty and she loses it. And Lotus streams a lot of Elder Scrolls Online, except when he streams Arena and loses it. So those are always fun times. You can find me anywhere that is Arkhaniir, ARKHANIIR. You can follow everything we do here at DCN. Well, everywhere that is Dungeon Crawler Network. You can check out our website, dungeoncrawlernetwork.com. You can check out Twitch, twitch.tv/dungeoncrawlernetwork.com. You can check out our YouTube, youtube.com/dungeoncrawlernetwork. And you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/dungeoncrawlernetwork. All of our social media, we have a bunch because we run multiple accounts. You can find them on the website or on our Twitch info panels down below if you are watching us live. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Tales of Tamriel, and we will see you all next week. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
When Akatosh slew Lorcan, he ripped his heart right out. He hurled it across Tamriel, and the heart was heard to shout, red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. The laughing heart sprayed blood afar, a gout on Seer it fell, and like a dart shot to its mark down in an alien well. Magic effused the Lorcan blood to crystal red and strong. Then wild elves cut and polished it down to chimel at a ball. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. When elves lost Nirn to men, Akatosh gave the stone to Saint Alesh in token of her right to sit the throne. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. Red diamond, protect us till the end.